Aaron lived in a quiet, sunlit village where mornings were gentle and evenings felt like long, exhaled breaths of peace. But inside him, there was always a storm he could never truly calm. He was slightly older than 20, hardworking, emotional, and painfully sensitive. Even a single sharp comment could bend his mood for an entire day. People in the village liked him. They called him sincere, helpful, and kind. But they also whispered one thing he hated hearing. Aaron reacted too fast. One warm afternoon, Aaron returned home from long hours on the fields. His shoulders ached, his stomach growled, and all he wanted was quiet. As he stepped into the house, his older cousin looked at him and said loudly, "Look at Aaron. Always slow, always unsure. I wonder if he will ever achieve anything big." A few family members laughed. Aaron did not. Something inside his chest tightened, his face heated. His thoughts began racing like they were trying to outrun the hurt. Why does he speak to me like this? Why am I always the one he jokes about? Why does it get to me every single time? Without saying a word, Aaron turned and walked away quickly. He crossed the open field behind the house, blinking away the sting in his eyes. He hated that he felt pain so easily. He hated that small words could break big parts of him. He hated that even when he desperately wanted to stay calm, his emotions ran ahead of him. He kept walking until he reached the old courtyard belonging to Baba Ji, the elderly guide whom many villagers trusted. Baba Ji was nearing 70, his hair silver, his eyes peaceful, and his presence steady like a slow river. People visited him when their hearts felt too heavy to carry alone. He did not fix problems with magic. He fixed them with understanding. Aaron sat down in front of him, his voice trembling slightly. "Baba Ji, why do people trigger me so easily? Why do small comments feel sharp enough to cut? Why can I not stay calm like others seem to do?" The old man studied Aaron with a thoughtful softness. Then he said something simple but unexpected. "Aaron, come with me. I want to show you something." Aaron followed him into a small room. Baba Ji placed a wide metal pot on the wooden table. Then he set 3 things beside it: a raw potato, a raw egg, and a handful of tea leaves. Aaron blinked, confused. Baba Ji said, "These 3 will face the same heat, the same boiling water, but each will respond differently. This is exactly how humans react to pressure, hurt, and emotional fire." He filled the pot with water and placed it on the stove. When the water began to heat, he gently placed the potato, the egg, and the tea leaves inside. Then he sat down. "Aaron," he said quietly, "reactions do not define strength. Responses define strength. We will wait. Then you will see." Minutes passed. The water bubbled, steam rising. The room filled with the warm, earthy scent of the tea leaves. When the boiling settled, Baba Ji switched off the stove. He removed the potato, the egg, and the tea carefully, arranging them on the table. "Touch the potato," he said. Aaron pressed on it. It had become soft, almost collapsing under his fingers. "Break the egg." Aaron tapped it gently and peeled it. Inside, it had turned firm and solid. "Now, look at the tea," Baba Ji said. Aaron leaned over the pot. The water was no longer water. It had transformed into something new, fragrant, warm, and inviting. All of them, the old man said, faced the same heat, but none reacted in the same way. The potato entered strong, but came out soft and weak. The egg entered fragile, but became strong inside. And the tea leaves, they did not let the water change them. They changed the water itself. Aaron felt the message sink slowly into his chest. Babaji continued, voice calm and deep. People who try to trigger you are like the heat. You cannot stop them from existing, but you can choose what you become in the heat. Soft like the potato, hard like the egg, or transforming like the tea leaves. Something shifted inside Aaron, he whispered. So calmness is not just silence. Calmness is choosing how I respond. The old man nodded with a gentle smile. Yes, my son, calmness is a decision. It is the choice to understand before reacting. It is the choice to stay in control of yourself. Because when you control yourself, no one else can take control of you. From that day forward, Aaron tried to change not by avoiding emotions, but by guiding them. When someone spoke rudely, he asked himself quietly, do I want to become soft? Do I want to become hard? Or do I want to transform? When someone insulted him, he did not immediately react. He breathed, he paused, he thought, he allowed his mind to respond, instead of letting his pain respond for him. And slowly, people noticed, something about Aaron felt steadier now, more grounded, more peaceful. Even his eyes looked calmer, like the inside storm had learned to listen. One evening, his cousin tried to tease him again, but this time, Aaron smiled softly and said, your words cannot decide my worth. He did not raise his voice. He did not defend himself with anger. He simply spoke from clarity. His cousin stared, surprised and speechless, because Aaron had changed the moment itself, just like tea leaves transformed the boiling water around them. Days later, Aaron returned to Babaji's courtyard. He bowed deeply and said, you taught me what real calmness means. I finally feel free from the storms I used to carry inside. Babaji's smile was gentle and warm. My son, he said, the world will always test you. But the person who learns to stay calm becomes the person who cannot be defeated. Real calmness is not the absence of heat. It is the power to choose what you become inside it. Aaron held those words close. He repeated them often, and every time life felt heavy, he remembered the potato, the egg, and the tea leaves. He remembered what he wanted to become. The memorable one-liner that lived in Aaron's mind was simple. Calmness is a decision. He repeated it when he woke up, when he worked, and when he faced the world's unpredictable heat. And the more he practiced, the more natural it became. The more he chose calmness, the more calmness chose him back. Micro-practice moments followed him everywhere. If someone spoke sharply, he breathed once, slowly. If someone mocked him, he paused and asked himself who he wanted to become. If something unexpected stressed him, he reminded himself that heat only reveals what is already inside a person. Slowly, he became someone who did not break under pressure. Someone who understood that staying calm is not about ignoring emotions, but navigating them. Someone who knew that calmness is not weakness and not coldness, it is quiet power. In the end, the lesson became his anchor. Calmness is a decision. It guided him, strengthened him, and shaped him into someone who moved through the world with steady confidence. If this touched you, like, share, and subscribe.